Alright, this time I'm going to try to be better about keeping my face near the microphone, but I make absolutely no promises because I'm terribly unprofessional. Uh, as promised, we're going to do faces today. So this is the drawing left from my last tutorial. As you can see, should look familiar to you if you've seen my last tutorial. And we're going to do a face now. Well, first things first, we're going to do what we did last time, and we're going to warm up. Excuse me. Alright, so faces. And because I do a face in my last warm up, I'm going to do a face in this warm up too. And I'm going to use this as an opportunity to explain how to construct faces, I guess, step by step. So normally you'd start with a circle. And this is your eyes and your nose and whatnot. And then your chin, where only your lips really go. So we're going to draw a head-on face, or try to center your chin. Notice how your head is kind of like an egg shape. At least your average head is. And I'm going to go ahead and do my guidelines. A guideline helps you place your facial features correctly. So one down the middle from the top of the head to the chin. That helps you keep everything kind of centered in the middle of the face. And then I do one across here. Sometimes you can do more depending on what you need. I'll go ahead and just do one for now. And I'm going to start my eyes. Eyes are kind of football shaped. So these are going to be really big eyes because that's just me. Alright, so football shapes, and they're totally different sizes. Let's try that again. Oops. Redo that. No. Redo my eye, please. Okay, don't redo my eye then. So we'll just redraw that. This is where the extra guidelines would come in. So like if I want to make sure that my eyes are all the same size, I'd go ahead and draw guidelines here and here to indicate the top and the bottom of my eye. So I usually just wing it, but for the sake of demonstration, I'll show you. So ideally, your eyes are the same size. Noses. People have bridges, and we have bottoms of our nose. Typically speaking, they're curved. Whether they curve up or down. And then, of course, most people have nostrils. I don't like to draw nostrils. They're weird looking. Eyebrows. Eyebrows fall above your line here. A mouth. So we're going to do a little line here. And we're going to draw a bottom lip, which your bottom lip isn't that far from your chin. So, you know, maybe don't put a huge gap there like I did. And then do some irises. And you can see, even despite my guidelines, my eyes aren't exactly the same, and they're also kind of creepy. I don't like drawing eyes like this. But it is good for demonstrative purpose. Demonstrative, whatever. Ears. Ears, typically speaking, your ears fall level with your eyes, where your ears connect to your face. So, but your top of your ear might go a little higher, and then they fall right about where your jawline starts, because your jawline connects to your ears. So they fall right about there, give or take. Of course, you can push those proportions to give a character, you know, more noticeably larger ears, if that's kind of like character you want to make. Then I do eyelids. So your eyelids come in from both sides. I kind of like to disconnect them at the top, and then we'll go ahead and do our irises. Irises give or not your iris, your pupil. Let's just use the right words. Pupils give an idea of where your character is looking. Having the iris alone by itself isn't a bad look, but it might be more difficult to discern where your character might be looking. So very clearly, my character is looking head on here. Okay, so we have, and then our neck curves in from the back of the ears. That's a bit thick. So curves in from the back of the ears, and then, as covered last time, your throat muscle, your back muscle, and we have this weird monkey-looking person with their big beady eyes. You can, of course, like try to close your lids a bit more. You can bring your bottoms up a bit more to give them a much more much less terrifying look, like they're not a deer in headlights. That could be quite helpful, like a half-lidded look, and that can help you shape your eyes. Now I do a more anime style, so my eyes definitely take on more of a, like I do thicker lashes with the downturn corner there. I typically don't draw things like your the little bit in the corner of your eye. I know that has a word. Is it the sclera, or is that just the white part of the eye? It's this part. Whatever this little divot thing is. If you look in the mirror, you can look at your own eyes and see what that is. And then I don't... Anime eyes have big, shiny reflections in them to give them that doughy, childlike feature. Erase that. So, on this character, if I were to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and paste it down here somewhere. Well, I'm going to move it down there, actually, because that's how this software works. So if I wanted to modify this to have a more anime look to it, I might go ahead and make a new layer on top of this. That's not the right button. That's the right button. We're going to fade that out. Come on. Kind of hard to work around this microphone, sorry. And maybe I might go like this to give them a more anime-ish look. Bring those in, bring that way out there, bring down the corner of the eye here. With my guidelines here, I actually want to bring the corner down quite a bit to stay within my guidelines here, and then the bottom of the eye, which I might choose to connect, I might choose not to. Typically it's just a flat line, and then I will go ahead and retrace over the iris and the pupil. And again, make sure you get your eyelids in there, especially for this half-lidded look. And then your eyebrows, again, just kind of give them more of a cartoony, thicker feel to them. For the nose, I actually might just choose to just keep the rounded shape of the nose and get rid of the bridge altogether. And then for the lip, maybe make it a bit smaller. For anime faces, they typically have a bit more of a shield shape to them, and you can see that kind of like shield shape in this. It's a bit more rounded. I prefer the rounded features, but in anime you might find a bit more of an exaggerated jawline and a pointier chin, so notice how it takes on a bit more of a pointed shape there. You keep your rounded top, and then your ears, wherever you want those to fall, and make sure you're always stepping back and kind of measuring and looking at it as a whole. Anime typically has more slender feminine features, at least depending on the style of anime that you like. And then of course you can always do your little, I like these lines here. You don't have to keep them there if you don't like them, it just helps me out. My shoulders, and then the back of the neck there. So there we go. So if I pull this back, you can see we have two kind of very different styles there. Yeah, they're definitely not perfect. But we do have two very different styles of face, with this being slightly more realistic, especially if you sized the eyes down, it would definitely be better. And then the cartoony style here. So what we're going to do, sorry, I got to keep track of time here because I got to be somewhere. But what we're going to do, my shoulders are way too small, but whatever. Now that we've warmed up sufficiently, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back to our original character here. We're going to put our sketch back in. And we're going to go ahead and draw our face on our character. I'm going to do the face in orange, I guess. It's a good color. So we're going to go up here. Now he's got that kind of tilted head. So we're going to keep with that at a 3/4 angle. Instead of having the shield shape, actually I'm not going to use orange because it's hard to see. We'll use pink. Instead of having the kind of like straight edge shield shape that anime faces do, what we're going to do instead is we're going to turn the head out, and what you're going to see on a 3/4 turn is you're going to see the eye ridge where your eyebrow sits a bit more defined. So they're going to have the eye ridge or the eyebrow ridge. You're going to see a bit of a curve, and then the cheekbone protrudes out. This area in here is where your eyes are going to sit. So cheekbone, again, cheekbone into chin, into jawline, but this is where your eyes sit in this particular arrangement. Again, if you look at yourself in the mirror, or you take a picture of yourself, or even just looking through your own photos, you might be able to see that that ridge there, especially if you have a more protruding cheekbone. You'll definitely notice it on yourself. Again, always be referring back to yourself. Look at photo references, look at things to be able to get a better grasp on your general understanding of where things are supposed to go on a person. I don't think your anatomy has to be perfect. I don't think you have to be able to name, the muscles or the bones in the body. Just having a generalized understanding will help you, and then you can focus on improving if that will assist you in having a better understanding of your own art. Okay, so we're gonna follow our guideline here. What kind of eyes do I want to give this character? I want to give them kind of a smirky look. So I might kind of put in some eyes, maybe just as a rough kind of, oh, this is the expression that I want. Let's say I didn't want to do that. What if I wanted them to be sad? Then I might also put in some more eyes, or put in a new pair of eyes. Maybe I might do the bottom line and have them kind of looking down a bit, maybe a bit more somber, curling my eyebrows, frowny face. If that's what I wanted, maybe they're ashamed of something. But I think I'm going to go with this look because this pose kind of reminds me of that that SpongeBob, you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Patrick, face. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to do that little kind of head tilt with a bit of a highbrow smirk. Now, of course, SpongeBob had a really exaggerated kind of toothy smile, like that. That's what he had. I don't know if I like that. I'll figure it out when I get there. But this is going to help me place, where are my eyebrows? My eyebrows sit here, so my ridge is going to be here-ish. Curve for the eyes, and then my cheekbones. And then when your chin lines up with your guidelines that you made yourself, you'll know you kept your head tilt properly. I don't think I did, though. But I can always make adjustments if I need to. Now, a 3/4 turn, you're going to see more of the ear defined. Again, kind of at the base of the eye here. And then we're going to go ahead and keep our head. And remember, your head doesn't stop at your ear. It continues back behind your ear, where it accommodates your hair and meets with your neck. So, okay, now I have a rough face, right? So what I'm going to do real quick here is I'm going to check and make sure that my face looks right and makes sense. And the best way to do that, the best way to get a grasp on what you are drawing, particularly in a digital medium, and the easiest way to do it is to flip your canvas. Paint Tool SAI has this really neat little tool here that I can use. Most drawing programs have the ability to flip your canvas with the touch of a button. So what I'm looking for here is everything lining up appropriately? Does this look the same if I flip it back and forth? And even in these sketches that I did over here, you can definitely see they do not look at all the same. Like this eye is definitely like, this eye here is sagging a bit. This one is really wide open. This one has the same problem. So like obviously following my sketch there didn't turn out so good for myself, because my details were already messed up. So what we're going to do is check and make sure that the posture, the general feel of the drawing looks the same, regardless of which way I flip the canvas. Am I still getting the same kind of smirky attitude? Is it lined up properly? Does it look believable from both angles? I think I did a better job in my main drawing here. It looks pretty good. I might need to make some minor adjustments. Like this eye here looked kind of, and as you can see, I'm already starting to like kind of get the details for where my eyes sit. I'm just gonna do that, and then we're gonna flip it back and make sure it looks good. So I think I've managed to maintain the integrity of my drawing here. I could be wrong, but for me it looks good. So, and I'm not unhappy with it. So now we go ahead and and you're gonna do this pretty frequently when you're drawing, just to, oh wait, I kind of want to pull this cheekbone down a bit, not too much obviously. So we're gonna go ahead and dip that in further. We're gonna pull this down just a hair to kind of give the face a bit more of I don't know, just don't like the way it looks. Leave me alone. All right, there we go. I think I like that better. Maybe. Maybe a bit more of a, is it too puffy? Is it too rounded? I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. All right, and then we'll flip it back and check and make sure it still looks good. All right, we look okay. At the very least, everything's lined up properly, even if it's not anatomically correct. Because obviously your eyes don't like shift like that, I guess. Okay, so I have my eyes, I have my eyebrows. I kind of want to put more exaggeration into my eyebrows. They look kind of flat. So that looks better, I think. Which means, well, what that means is I need to move the eyebrow ridge up a bit too. Because when you smirk, your eyebrows don't squish back together. Like when you raise your eyebrow at somebody, they don't usually squish together. They just kind of raise along up and down your forehead as you scrunch the muscles in your face. So your eyebrow ridge goes up when your eyes do, or when your eyebrow does. So we're fixing that cheek again. We're gonna go ahead and put in our eyelids here. Yeah. Now in 3/4 turn, you'll notice that this eye here might look a bit longer than your other one, a bit taller. And that's just kind of a result of foreshortening, where the eye that is further away from your camera might appear taller or longer up and down the face. And that's to keep both eyes looking the same. If I didn't do that, like you can see here in this quick sketch I did, you can see how this eye is a bit shorter, but this eye is really big. They don't quite look, from one angle they look okay, but when I flip them around, this eye here is still really, really big compared to this eye. And if I did draw details in on this like this, That's not very good. But you might notice kind of a rough, like, there'd be a big difference between the two eyes. So again, that's just the importance of flipping and checking, making sure your eyes look like they're about the same size despite the turned angle on the face. Now, for a 3/4 turn, I will include the nose bridge. The nose bridge will visibly almost connect to the eyebrow that is furthest away. And actually, I need to bring this eyebrow down a bit. There we go. So your nose bridge will almost visibly connect, and then your do I want to give him a longer nose? Yeah, longer nose, perfect. So there we go. And then do I like? I can't really tell if I like the kind of exaggerated lip bite, so I might choose to do a smirk instead. I don't know. So front teeth, lip, and then we're gonna do the where your lip kind of bunches up when you bite on it, and we'll draw the bottom lip here. And see, he just looks like he's pining for something. Lip bite. Maybe we'll just cheek his mouth a bit towards the camera. That way, like, it kind of it's very smug looking. I like it. So, and of course you could put any expression in here that you wanted to do. You know, you could do, and a lot of your expression comes in your eyebrows. You might do something sad. You can do something happy, or if like this one down here, something kind of like inquisitive or like WTF. A lot of expression in, especially in more cartoonish styles, might come from your eyebrows instead of your eyes, or in more, I guess, in more anime styles, because definitely like in, you know, the old cartoons, you know, like Tom and Jerry, when they were shocked or surprised, their eyes would, you know, pop out of their sockets to express that surprise. Or something like that. That suits much more Western style cartoons. But even if you look at things like, when I think of Western style cartoons, I might think of Looney Tunes, or I might think of like the animated superhero series, like the Justice League or Teen Titans or Batman. Characters like Robin from Teen Titans have much more limited expressions, but his expression is very visible through like his mask. And if you think about, like, even with the recent Tom Holland version of Spider-Man, they really amped up the expressiveness in Spider-Man's suit by being able to change his eye shape. I would put like references on the screen, but I don't have permission to use those pictures, so I'm not going to do that. But expressiveness comes in a lot of different ways and different forms. I would suggest looking up charts. Like, there's all kinds of memes that let you do, like, they have like an expressive character thing where they'll have like a bunch of things like this, and it'll be like happy and angry, and you draw the same character being happy or angry. Maybe we can do like an expression tutorial here, but I just want to go ahead and stop this here because I've shown you how to do a face. I've shown you how to do a couple of faces, how to fix your faces. We can do, if you need more details, of course, you know, just ask, and I'll do an expressive tutorial. I'll show you guys how to show some expression in your characters, and we'll have fun with that. Next time, we're going to tackle hair and clothes. So look forward to that, I guess. All right. Thanks. Bye.